H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And guess what? It's Monday. Glad to have y'all here. Let me shout out to my starting five today. That's the first five people who sign up on the Chop Shop. They appear up on my screen per day, and we recognize them every day. Let me give them a little. I'm gonna give them a little. Yeah. For the starting five, we got Mr. Melvin Dews, Kevin Lewis, Chris Charles, Thaddeus Moody, and Gary Sinclair. Wow, the men just shut, and the sixth man of the day is Daryl Anderson. The men just shut the women out today. Oh my goodness, that ain't happened in a long time. What's up, though, everybody? What's up, Jason Peters? What's going on, baby? Hey, Candace. I see you, Candace. I see you, Brandon. I'm a girl. What's up, Mindy? Who else we got? Tyrone Callahan in the building. Who else we got? Thanks for that information, Tyrone. I displayed it last week, but thank you so much. About the 125-year-old lady who can't think of her name right now, but thank you for that. Dale Griggs, hey. Tamika, hey. Hold up, y'all. Let me get myself right. Okay. Tamika, what's up, Karen? Let me see. I just want y'all to think about the Rockets draft picks. What y'all think? Okay. I just want to hear what y'all think. Okay, what y'all think? Chris Charles want to hear what y'all think about the Rockets draft picks. That's a good one. Y'all, we can talk about that. What's up, Rick Brown? Let's see. What's up, love Rick? Kevin Allen is in the building. He had a new unique talk show. The Silver Fox. They be on KTSU. I think what time it start, Kevin? Around 9:30 or something like that. Early in the morning. I'll be halfway asleep. But I get up and watch Kevin Allen on TSU on Saturday mornings. Who else? The Silver Fox himself. Thank you, Jason. Hey, who is that? John Newsom. Oh, Ron Curtis. What's up, baby? Hey, let's start it off. That dude so damn Hollywood, he gonna live in the strip club here. Oh, Lord. Ron. Hey, the world famous Walter Yates. Because if I got to give him a compliment, because I say anything about him, he get, oh, Robert, you talking about me? Jimmy, why Robert don't like me? Yeah. So Walter Yates, I'm with you on that one. Jalen Green is special. That outfit, oh my, we'll talk about that later. I ain't like that. I can't play around with that. That Max Julian, it looked Prince looking. I didn't like that look, Brandy. If y'all want to go there, I didn't. No, let me tell you something. That's the first time that a lot of people around the world has ever seen you. So, and he talking about that was his third option. It's his third, his backup. Then he came to Houston in a press conference and something else that was weird to me. I just, I understand being creative and pushing the button. Pushing the level, and pushing the lever. But some of these fashion choices, man, I love Kate Cunningham's outfit. Shout out to Kate Cunningham. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. A lot of people on this show, some people probably don't watch the show no more, but a lot of people that were used to be on this show, I never forget, I'm sitting at one of Jimmy's, I think Jimmy's events, the season opener, and Quentin Grimes wasn't doing so well. So these guys just went in, talking negative about him, talking this about him, talking about this about, just talking negative. I always said, I just don't see what y'all see. I don't see y'all, I just didn't understand all the negativity. And then they tell me a lot of stuff that Venom that came to this guy was because people didn't like the way Rossi and Teddy, they didn't like them. You got to think about it, man. I told y'all, we got people in this sphere that will dislike a kid and talk negative about a basketball player just because he don't like the grown-ups they're around. Listen, I'm not kidding with y'all. Some of y'all probably still on here that does that. Does that right now. And some of y'all might not have realized y'all do it so much. Because I talked to a guy on the phone, he talked negative about the kid. Then he said, no, I'm just pumping up my kid. But why you have to talk negative about the other kid? Right there on the phone with me. I said, he didn't even realize what he was doing. But we shout out Quentin Grimes, man. Kate Cunningham, man. I'm proud of those young men representing the state of Texas. And shout out to No Excuse Pro-Am. No Excuses Pro-Am again. To Casey Williams and that staff over there. That this summer league, y'all, is getting off the chain. There's no excuse. I'm telling you, I went through there yesterday. It was heated. It was, oh my God. When I tell you, I saw Jonathan Simmons play last night. I saw Shannon Shorters play last night. I saw Aaron Harrison. I think Andrew wasn't there. Derek Griffin. Let me tell you something. They got some space. And guess what? They couldn't play at Fundy. They got a 2-week moratorium on Fundy because some young kids had a camp in there, and one of the kids had COVID or something. So they cleaning the place all the way out. They cleaning the place all the way out. So they went to a place that I have never been, and I hate that. I'm not from Houston. I heard about it, but I've never had the advantage of walking inside. They played at Judson Robinson's rec center. Right there, I passed by this place a million times, playing at Herman Park Golf Course, and I got a chance to go inside for the first time. Great atmosphere last night. I think it's a game tonight. And I hope somebody send me some information on it. I think it's game. This playoff start, so I think there are games tonight. I just don't have that information right in front of me. But when I get it later, I'll give it. Somebody just sent me something why I'm on to only. Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about them PGWs today. They just and guess what? I talked to a referee last night. What? All my parents. Let's share the show right quick, because this gonna be some hell of an information I got from the referee last night. What's up, Derek? What's up, baby? Man, we miss you. Derek Johnson, you're all over the world. I don't know where he is right now. But share the show right now. Everybody, let's share it. Your last 5 friends, text them and say the Chop Shop on. Tell them, get there right now. Every cell in your body. Tell them every cell in their body depends on it. But get them to the Chop Shop, because we got so much stuff. But all you people, because when I walked in the gym last night, just walked in the gym, had my mask on, but I guess this funny looking head. Everybody just know who I am with my mask on. I promise you, I thought I could just walk in and want nobody to know who I was. I walked in. First thing, somebody came to me and gave me a video. Showed me a video of a play of the game on Friday night. They gave me the video. They gave me a video, right? And a video of a game in the summer league that was played. And from his angle, he asked me, what was this called? And the guy drove baseline and just fell down. Seemed like he tripped over the baseline and fell down. But the ref called a foul on the guy. The guy had his hands up, but the ref was on the opposite side of the guy that fell. So he couldn't see the other side of the body. So it maybe to the ref, it looked like it was a bump. I don't know. But the guy gave me it from the video from the side and talking about, man, they would have lost, then they wouldn't have been in the playoffs because I think they want to kick. They didn't want Jonathan Simmons and them to be in the playoffs. Got a real good team. So that would have put them out of the playoffs. So then I talked to an NBA referee last night. And he said something. I want you to tell this to your friends. If you're not sharing the show, make sure your friends know this. Thaddeus Moody. Thank you, Thaddeus Moody. That's exactly what I said. And I'm not a ref. And first of all, I take my hat off to every young man or woman who is a referee. I'm going to repeat that. And y'all tell them I take my hat off to them because I can't do it. I tried it one time in middle school. Refs didn't come. I had to call my son's game. It was Keith Sims. It was the worst thing I've ever done because I'm watching the game. I don't know how to call the game. I know how to watch the game. That's not me. I take my hat off to the referees. Referees, I take my hat off to y'all guys. I can't do that. That's a skill that you guys and a temperament that you guys do that Robert had to just take my hat off. I pray for you and a great job. So I talked to the NBA ref, and he just said, Robert, I think what has been lost is the fans in the stands and the players don't understand that we as referees are just as big of fans of the game as they are. I'm going to repeat that. He said, Robert, that I don't think the fans, the parents, the whatever, I don't think they understand that we are just as bigger fans of the game of basketball as they are. We got the same passions at basketball that they do. And I said, wow. I never thought about it like that. I just look at these guys as robots. Is out here calling bad things against my son. I never mentioned name, but I know it's a referee had personal against my son. I don't know if he was a fan of the game. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the rest of them. I like the rest of all except one. But it's a unique dynamic, y'all. And I just think we should respect these guys just a whole lot more. I think it'll stop a lot of arguments, a lot of fights. You know, we got guys brandishing pistols at summer events that's still happening. Listen to me. In the pro-am where grown men at. Listen to me, y'all. It's mamas, it's PGWs in the pro-am. How come my baby ain't playing that much? How come my baby sending people videos of your damn son? He already on a pro-am team. He don't need to see that bush crap. Mama, daddy, I don't think y'all heard me. In the pro-am, it's parents sending videotapes. The dude already on the team, and the parent is there now. Listen, the parent is about to get the boy put off the team or benched. Y'all let this go. I'm bringing 20 people to game to watch my baby tonight. Mama, let this stuff go like I did. Mama, let it go. He in the pro-am now. Can you imagine what she was when he was in junior high and high school? She messing with the damn coach at the pro-am. I'm going to take a drink. I don't even think y'all heard this. Brandon Nicholson, Kevin Lewis, the pro-am. You got pros in there playing against amateurs, but this is a high-level basketball. And you got parents still bickering. I just... Shout out to all the parents, too, that had sons and daughters in summer basketball this year. Thank you for your commitment. The Chop Shop appreciates you. I know the what you've been through for this summer. I know how expensive it was. Rental cars was more expensive. Hotels were more expensive. And parents, thank you for your commitment. This is a great game. I love this game. It's a great game. We just got people in this industry because it's we just got some people we got some bad people in this industry. And a lot of people at the top that's bad in this business. And we just got to get smarter. I was studying something, y'all. I was thinking about the summer basketball because I'm studying the fixed mindset versus growth mindset. I'm just studying even in my life how when I was younger, I used a fixed mindset of stuff that I couldn't do instead of a growth mindset telling me I can do anything in some areas of my life, and I just don't want another kid to have to go through that and understand that always have a growth mindset. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more as I study a little bit more. And because this summer basketball community, people tell me, but Robert, it's been going this way for this long. I mean, how can we stop it? Don't have a fixed mindset like that. Let's have a growth mindset where let's find out the problems in summer basketball, girls and boys, and let's see how we can tackle some of the problems in this thing, y'all. So I mean, we're gonna get back to that a little bit more. I think I said shout out to Quentin Grimes and Kay Cunningham in case you missed it. Shout out to Ivan Pettit, Rice Owls on Ivan Pettit. He was at the Summer League last night. I hope he didn't want nobody to get in trouble. But what I'm doing, I'm reading this weekend. Y'all are young black athletes are launching. I think they're launching a mental health revolution. I look at Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, Raven Saunders, and others have taken their have publicity by taking their mental health into their hands, and in a way never seen before in elite sports. I also saw some this weekend, y'all. This is why I want to share y'all the show. I want y'all to share the show. What's up, Eric Raspberry? I want y'all to share the show because I don't know if a lot of people saw this. I am not gonna put a highlight up again from of the Olympic Games because the other day they flagged me immediately. YouTube flagged me. Facebook flagged me immediately, and I couldn't hear y'all comments. They just interrupt, no matter how important that show was. This is why I tell y'all I need y'all to subscribe on YouTube, because Facebook with they I don't even want to talk about what with they selves. They just can interrupt your show. I had no idea this was copyrighted information. The interview of Simone Biles. Come on, everything coming. So then I got a letter from an email from YouTube saying I couldn't play, but they didn't interrupt the show. They just said what? Trim the segment out. So I had to trim this segment out. You follow me? So I mean, that's why I asked y'all. I know it might be, just listen, it's all right to have Facebook, but always go over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. please hit that subscribe button. But I just wanted to share that with you. I got another, but I saw something interesting, and I couldn't play the video because what? They'll flag me. So, but I saw this performance. What's up, Todd? I saw this performance in the Olympics, the women's 1,500-meter run, qualifying run. Okay, from the Netherlands. What's her name? Sifan Hassan. Sifan, Sifan Hassan. She was a gold medal winner in the 2019 World Games, right? Arana went down in front of her, and Hassan flipped over her and landed hard, and she was out of the race entirely. She was in last place because I guess she got up quicker than the other girl. But she was born, let me tell you a little bit about her. She was born in Ethiopia, left the country as a refugee, and arrived in the Netherlands, and to begin running while studying to be a nurse. Okay. But the fallback plan of being a good runner was a good one. Check this out. Thank you, Todd. Todd, I need to get to 1,000, Todd. So, Todd, tell a friend, tell another friend. Thank you, Todd. I didn't know where it is. We got 199 people to go. Let's go. Thank you, Todd. But her Olympics, check this out. She got up, she fell down, got up, caught up to the pack, and passed them other girls like they were standing still. It was unbelievable. Hey, Mark Edwards, go take a look at it. Her name is Sifan Hassan. Go take a look at that, man. It was unbelievable. And I got something in the mailbag I want to share with y'all. But I want to share something else about these Olympic Games, man, that I got to share this with y'all, and I'm trying to see how I'm going to start it out with. It's a young gymnast, not from America. She's from Costa Rica. She's 19 years old. She worked out her routine. During the Olympics, she worked out in her routine to let the world know that she is Black and she cares about Black lives. It was interesting because there was a ban on protests this year, right? And but she worked it into her routine, and in her floor routine, right? You got to go take a look at it. I'll tell you her name in a minute. I want you to go take a look at it, and the floor, you see the athletes are getting smart. They're figuring it out, and I just want to shout out her name right now. Her name is Luciana Alvarado, and she was doing her routine, and she got down on one knee and put her fist up in the air. She had planned it. She said it was important that everyone is treated with respect and dignity, and everyone having the same rights because we're all the same, and we're all beautiful, and we're all amazing. And this is for Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. Shout out to the young lady, Alvarado. Let me make sure I get her name right. Lucy Alvarado. And shout out to her. And because it made me think about, I'm going to remind y'all tomorrow in the beginning, because Jimmy just came in. But I want to talk about a book I was reading, American Olympic Pride and American Prejudice. And I got a little insert from that book that made me think about these young ladies. Also, Raven Saunders, the shot put lady behind me. If you see her, this young lady here won the shot put, and they were talking about and then she crossed her hands like this, and you know, it was a big thing about that, about her. And look her up, because I couldn't play the video. Y'all know why? Because you know, not NBC, Tokyo Games, or whoever, they flagged any places that's showing that stuff live except them, so I can't play it. So I'm just giving you a breadcrumb. So I think what her name? Raven Saunders. That's her name. She got a silver medal in the shot put. But back to Jimmy, I got you in there now. What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Come up a little bit. There you go. There you go. What's going on, man? What's happening? What's happening? You back? Yeah. Hey, hold up. What you working with over there, ball? Hey, Jimmy, tell them where we got these. Jimmy, tell them what people were standing in line. Man, you just, ease over there and got them. Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, you don't have to say nothing. Just like you flashed your badge the other day. You don't have to talk about it no more. You know, I like that. What's going on,
Yeah,
man?
let's get this thing popping. Of course, we're talking Olympics. Let me get uh my my first time. Remember over the weekend, you guys weren't aware. Well, that's why I've been gone the whole week. The week before last week,
Uh-huh.
on that Thursday after getting off the air,
Mhm.
my main desktop threw a rod. Threw a rod. And so luckily I had to take it to the shop on Friday and just left it there and had to do a whole new hard drive thing and everything. Picked it up when I landed on Saturday evening back in H Town. But anyway, so then I didn't realize how all my apps. I gotta go see my folk. All my stuff gone. So I'm looking. I'm like, oh, But she was
Yeah,
able to
you
see.
like me now. No app had her.
No app. I ain't got no. I gotta go see the folk now and get the wim
Yeah,
wham
yeah, yeah, yeah.
put back on my
The fifth
desktop.
flam
So now
bang.
I gotta unplug it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I don't know if you talked about Jamaica
No, I haven't. I
women.
haven't. We can talk
Wow,
about it. Yeah.
they pulled the hat trick on the world.
Yeah.
That wasn't just against United States of America.
Uh-huh.
Put it on the world.
Right.
And that girl, Elaine Thompson Hera, she just shattered FloJo's little old record. I didn't realize FloJo's record. It's been 33 years since Florence Griffin Joyner inspired the world, women abroad, from a cultural aspect en route to winning. Meaning that FloJo was known for a lot of younger people that are watching for the length of her fingernails, and she had the long fingernails that was a pretty much a little fad because the group SWV came out a couple of years later when they had the long nail, and the long nails became a fad, which helps it. No, it wasn't a fad, Hal. I just thought about that. That ain't the wrong word. Hell, they still out there wearing some long nails, some of these girls. But you see, now the fad is transiting over into the hair. And Jamaica is often a country that is known uh, for the originality of their hair. But a lot of these young ladies, they had the weave with different colors, as though akin to the young lady from up in Dallas who was disqualified from attending the Olympics. The hair thing and the colorfuls, that's the new craze, so to speak. But shout out, man, that is remarkable to see the 100 meters
They
and then
swept it, Jimmy. All three of them. What are three of them?
all three of
They
them
were
swept.
one, two,
Yes,
three.
yes, they swept the podium. And I'm trying to think. I don't know if that's ever been done in the Olympics by Jamaica before in the 100-meter dash. That is.
And Jimmy, let's mention the other girls' names too: Shelly Ann Fraser Price and
Uh huh.
Sharika Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And all three of them ran lower than a 10.8.
yeah. That was unbelievable.
All three of them ran lower than a 10.8. And
That has never
what was
happened
what,
before.
what was and FloJo's record was 10.6.1, I think 10.6.1,
Mhm.
and her record was, I guess, shattered, was broken by Elaine, and what
No,
did she run
no,
now?
she was Flo was 10.6.2.
So she
10.6.2.
ran 10.6.1. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
10.6. She ran. So you
yeah,
broke it by a tenth of a second.
yeah.
And now also, we had in the men's 100 meter, we had the young man from Italy who was born in El Paso,
Yeah,
Texas,
yeah,
to
yeah.
ran a 9.8 in the
Yeah, he was
100,
fast.
and he won.
Yeah.
But it's not, understand that the headlines was misleading because I read the USA Today headline and ran with it and didn't read it, and they made it sound like we have a new fastest man in the world. Yes, but Usain Bolt record still stands.
Yeah, but
It is
Jimmy,
not been touched.
every Olympics they crown the guy who wins the
Yes.
100 meters the fastest man. Because
Uh,
Usain Bolt is not the fact because he ain't there no more. So that's all. I know what you're saying. The
Yeah, yeah,
fastest in history is Usain Bolt. But keep going.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
So that was so. I mean, but this Olympics, I don't know what it is, or maybe even with social media to help
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the track and field.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? I mean, is it just me? Maybe I don't understand. I've been gone for a week. I've been underground, so I haven't. But is it? Was it not? Did we not feel that we had a marketing of one particular guy as that guy to watch in the
Yeah.
100 or the 200?
Well,
Or was it? Is
well,
it
I'm
just
glad
me?
they did market his ass because he didn't show up. So, yeah, I'm
now,
glad
if
they did market him.
now if Lil Mama from out of Oak Cliff had made it to the Tokyo, she was already marketed
It,
to be our chance. It
it
gave
would have
us a
been
reason to
a
watch.
different story. Guess what? And you notice she tweeted, "Did y'all miss me?"
Now that's petty.
Yeah,
Ain't no wrong being a little
but
petty. That's
she's
something
smoking. Shit, come on, she's smoking, man. Come on, leave her
like
alone.
a chimney, like a chimney,
Yeah,
like a chimney.
right.
And if you remember, a couple of weeks back, we had a clip from Jawan McClellan when he was talking to the kids at the Southwest Exposure Camp, and during his appearance, he mentioned the young lady from Dallas from a law enforcement side of the fence, and he mentioned that he had uh, privileged intel that that young lady, her coaches knew and had been warned to let her know to stop smoking, that she's going to be tested
And she did it anyway.
well ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming from law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And Jawan McClellan, the former Milby High School star and the Mr. Basketball in the state of Texas, went to Arizona for he had two different knee injuries that hindered his professional career. But once again, if you hadn't seen that, this is coming from law enforcement. Say that this young lady, her people were full aware that she was smoking and had been warned or hinted that she needed to slow down and stop. We understand she was going through a life-changing crisis with the death of her biological mom. We don't know how that affects
So
different people.
instead of her coping with she self-medicated. Like I was telling people that y'all better watch you. I'd rather these athletes go out and like Naomi and Simone them said it. I'd rather them do that than go self-medicate, Jimmy. So but keep going. We keep going.
You rather do what?
I'd rather them come out the way they were doing. Because if they don't get, y'all got to realize when these people are having these emotional problems, these mental health challenges, that was a mental health challenge that girl was going through, but she self-medicated. I just don't want a lot of these people to self-medicate it. Get it treated by a professional. That y'all, mental illness, just like an ankle injury, it's an illness. It's an injury. It's some abnormal happening in your body. Your brain is a part of your body, but we don't want to get the brain fixed. We'll go put some ice on that ankle, but sometimes we might need to put some ice on the brain, and that might mean seeing somebody professionally to help you work through some of those things. So you won't have to self-medicate. That's what I was saying, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so another thing, other news in the Olympics, Simone has announced that she will compete in the last event, and I think it's the balance beam or whatnot. And she's going to compete. Now, if she first, I'll get your thoughts on this before I share my thoughts on this. I'm listening.
My shot on what?
Your thoughts on Simone deciding to compete in
If
the
listen,
beam.
if she felt she want to compete in the beam, that means she's all right. She ain't flying through the air. Those other things were flying to that. That's just my opinion. I don't care what nobody say about it. Those other things, flying your ass, hopping your ass off that vault and flipping around like that, and you don't know where you're going, you can break your neck. And then if she in a wheelchair, y'all be talking about, well, she was a valiant champion. Balance beam is not, you're not, it's dangerous. But evidently she's able. To me, that's the only thing I'm going to read into it. I know you kind of cynical, so you might read something else into it. That's the only thing. I see why you wanted my opinion first. That's the only thing. Now, if she ready, say she ready, she ready. Because think about this. I was with her when she withdrew, so I'm damn sure going to be with her when she come back. That's just my opinion about
it. If there was pressure on her before, and I don't think it was the pressure. It wasn't pressure, according to her, Simone, that made her step down. It was what she called the twisties. And somebody broke it down to me in a good way. I like when I'm normally one to simplify the fractions. Somebody simplified the fraction to me in this fashion with an analogy of back in the days when we go to the swimming pools during the summertime. I don't know if you guys ever been on that diving board, and then sometimes you get on that first time, get on that high dive. You know, you had the diving board and you had the high dive. Get on that high dive, not the platform, the one that got the springboard, the high dive with the springboard. You ever got up there and sometimes you had your rhythm
down.
Got
your ass back down.
And you got up there and you say, and everybody's hollering low, go, y'all go. And you like in your mind, hold on, man. You laugh it off. That's the equivalent to the twisties. That means your rhythm is off. You know what you was going to do. You hadn't dived off the diving board 100 times, but now this is the high dive. And somehow you just can't function because you were going to do it. You're going to do a 1.5 gainer. You know, you were going to do a jackknife. You're going to do whatever you was going to do, but all of a sudden that ain't computing. And you're like, oh man, you make up any excuse. Well, this is the equivalent of the twisties. In gymnastics, that means you're calculating your every move. You're going to do a 2.5 split and this and that in the air. And if it's not functioning properly, then you can keep spinning maybe for another half of a spin. And that is different. You breaking your neck. So I understand that. And hopefully you guys, now she's good now.
I don't know if she's good. She's just saying she's ready to compete.
She's ready means she's good.
Yeah.
That means you're good to go. That means like a plane, all systems clear, ready for takeoff. So now I think the pressure though, which the pressure wasn't part of it. She just lost. It's like a rapper losing their verse. We saw it happen before. You ever been to a concert and a musician has lost their verse? They've sung that song 100 times. All of a sudden, they'll lose their verse, and the good ones will just start crooning and grooving with you, and you don't realize they lost their verse.
A singer friend of mine, I ain't gonna call her name out, but you know what she is? She messed up on a Christmas carol singing in front of the Houston at the City Hall. She messed up a verse on the Christmas carol. I laughed my butt off, but she played it off, but it was wrong as hell. But
the good ones have a way of ad-libbing it off and smoothing it on us, so that way the general public really might not realize what's going on. It may be they may look like it and look at the microphone, hit the microphone a couple of times, like it's the mic going out. No. I mean, different people have different ways of going on, but in this case, one thing for certain, all eyes will be on her.
Of course.
She's in a no, I think she's in the damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. Because if she don't win, then it'll be like, okay, see there. If she does win, oh wow, then it really validates being okay to do what she did. So that's for the world needs Simone to win this last event. The world does, and really, I honestly believe that man, it would make the world a better place.
I'm glad you said that, Jimmy. I'm glad you said that, man. Thank you so much, because I was thinking about something, and I was going to share it. Because like I've been reading this book called Olympic Pride and American Prejudice. And you talking about the world and America and everybody need her to do this. That book is by Deborah Draper if you want to get it. I was reading about Mac Robinson, Jimmy, Jackie Robinson's brother. Towards the end of toward the end of her book, she came. You can interject, Jimmy, because it's kind of it's interesting, man. She said when he came back from the Olympics, he wasn't blessed with fame and fortune. Most of them wasn't. The black in 1936, he ran in that Mac Robinson, Jimmy. I don't know if you know because you weren't on the show the other day. His brother, that's Jackie Robinson's brother. He ran in the Olympics against Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens won the gold medal in the 200. He was second place, but nobody never talk about it. But most of the people don't talk about is two of them made it some out of, not necessarily made it out of themselves, but James Lavelle, who Lavelle Hall in UCLA is named after, and Jesse Owens. They didn't talk about Max. And then, Jimmy, I picked up this book called The Black Bruins. You know, Jackie Robinson played at UCLA alongside actor called, I think, Woody Strode, Tom Bradley, Mayor Tom Bradley, who used to be the mayor. I didn't realize he played at UCLA, Kenny Washington, and Ray Bartlett. But Jimmy, in the book, the author writes that Mac, when he got back, he couldn't find a decent job. And he was sweeping the downtown street. When you see what triggered me when you was talking about the Olympic pride and she got to do this for the Olympics, and she got to do this for America, and she got to do this for the world. But he was seen sweeping the downtown streets in Pasadena, California, Jimmy, while wearing his Olympic sweatshirt with a big USA on the front of it. So we talking about Simone Biles, and we worried about what America and what they gonna think, and the USA. But I never, in the book, one of the guys said, I never understood that people who recall just a few years later would take whatever, Max said he would take whatever he get. The judge, think about this, he was working at the swimming pools, Jimmy. The judge, Mac was fired when the judge ordered all the swimming pools open to African Americans in Pasadena, in the city, and the city retaliated about it and fired all the black workers, including Mac. That's why he was sweeping the streets. And Jackie Robinson said his spirit was broke. I'm just talking about American Olympic pride and American prejudice right now, y'all. Jackie said this incident broke Mac's spirit, Mac's spirit, Jimmy, and he just said his brother was never the same. Think about this, y'all. 4 years after the Olympics, these guys he was a forgotten man. Just 4 years after the Olympics. And Jimmy, this is what I found out, and this is what I want to share with y'all, that I never knew this. Mac almost didn't make the Olympic team, Jimmy. He didn't have the money to attend the trials in the U.S. trials on the team. Finally, a group of businessmen raised $150 for him and his guy to go. It was two factors that kept Mac from winning the gold medal. And I want y'all to pause this for a second. It was two factors. Check this out. He was running against Jesse Owens, right? Pause. This is what stopped him from beating Jesse. First of all, he didn't have the coaching Jesse had, Jimmy. He couldn't afford to buy new track shoes, Jimmy. Mac was the man. Listen to me. Mac was the man. He was faster than Jesse to me. When you go look at the history book, he said Jesse had coaching and I didn't. He said I couldn't get a new pair of spikes that I needed. He had to wear the same old spikes he wore at Pasadena Junior College. Jimmy, you know what the junior colleges do now. So, Jimmy, you went to a junior college. He had the same spikes that he wore in the Olympics that he wore in the junior college. Owens had a distinct advantage running the inside lane, Jimmy. And then they said, with that, listen, I want y'all to hear this. Jesse in 1936 broke the world record with a time of 20.7 seconds in the 200, Jimmy. That record stood for 20 years, Jimmy. Robinson finished second, just 0.4 seconds behind Owens. with worn down spikes and little coaching. And he almost beat Jesse. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I didn't know this. And people was telling me, see, when I've learned to, me in these Olympics, I'm cheering for everybody black. And I ain't just talking about Americans. I'm cheering for the Jamaicans, the Angolans, the people from Qatar. Everybody, that's just me. And that's just the way I am. Because I know when you get back, they can't, like Jimmy, you already setting it up. When if she don't do well, she got to do good for America. She got to do good for the world. Man, forget America and forget the world. I'm thinking about Simone Biles. That's all I wanted to say about that. You just gave me an opening. I had to share that with people. I got a little bit more about it, but we'll talk about it later. So what else you got?
We got also the other day since the last Chop Shop. We'll talk later on. Recap some of share some of my afterthoughts about the top 100 camp. You guys, I know some of you are definitely anxious to hear some of that. But first, we're going over a lot of topics from this past weekend, and talk track and field, talk the Olympics. Now it's time to talk NBA draft. The NBA draft took place what it was Thursday night, this past Thursday, and as we see, a lot of, I think I came on and shared, had some. When I share with you news, it's still breaking news. It's still shocking, not necessarily shocking, but breaking to show you how relationships go. Because I've seen nobody report this yet. And I got this from last week on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. When the Houston Rockets, of course, has taken former grassroots teammates, right? Josh Christopher and Jalen Green. They both played together on the team out of Las Vegas. You was in the building when they were playing together. Not necessarily means you were paying attention to them or not, but you were definitely in the building.
I met them. Yeah, no, real good.
During the same time, those little midgets came up to you and wooed you, telling you how they was gonna be big, they were bad, they undefeated.
I didn't even realize who in the hell Josh Christopher was. I saw camera. He had cameras following him everywhere. And guess who? Yeah. And RJ Hampton came and told me who he, about him and who he was. But keep going. It's unique. Yeah. And then Jalen, you remember I was on the recruiting trip when I was at Memphis when him and RJ came to to visit Memphis on an official visit. So I had a chance to be intimate in an intimate environment with those guys. But keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so you the news I had was that the Houston Rockets was going to pick Josh Christopher in that first round pick. They were going to pick him. Josh Christopher. Here's the dots to connect. Guess who works him out?
I don't know.
John Lucas III.
Okay.
So that's the new John Lucas III was one of the coaches at the NBPA Top 100 camp. Mm-hmm. John Lucas had two young men to get drafted that he works out. He works out about 80 players, grown-ups and youth combined, in California. They have a gym down there, which
he live out there now. You're right.
Yeah.
And
right. So this was the connecting the dots to the big news because I was going to put it out there and see if it came into fruition.
Yeah, you were scared to put it out there. You're scared. You're scared. I can't believe Jimmy Hickman.
We had ran out of time, and then I didn't realize what
I told you to text it to me.
No, that it wasn't no show on the next day. You know what I'm saying? I lose my days down there, and I realized so that was the thing. He had. The importance of this is this.
Okay.
If you think for a minute that John Lucas Jr. didn't get intel from John Lucas III, which he relayed, because don't get it twisted, John Lucas Jr. was with us in Orlando. He's not in the war room. He's not in the room with Ed Pinckney and the rest of those guys.
You mean you're talking about Big John? Big John.
Yes, Big John. Big
Yeah.
John is actually John Lucas Jr. The
Okay.
son is John Lucas
The third.
III.
Okay.
And JL3 is actually the nickname of the son, John Lucas III.
Okay.
JL3.
Three.
John Lucas Jr., the dad, took that JL3 and applied it to that program when naming his JL
And
his
then he could have
grassroots
played on the
sponsor
words
program.
JL. Oh, I got you. I like that. I
Well,
like
he,
that.
well, he did, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
He played on the words because you have John Jr. I mean John the third and JL3.
Yeah. The three.
Three
Yeah.
J, so it's like a triple J.
Yeah.
So it was a play on that. But and I'm saying one thing about the Chop Shop guys, you guys, this is intel within intel. Just letting you know that pick, intel was provided. Just like they get intel from any other, from scouts abroad, from working guy. They say when this young man, John Lucas III, actually conducted the workout in Chicago, Chris Walker, who actually worked with his accelerated metrics company here in Allen Branch, they actually did provide the analytics at the NBA Top 100 camp. So Chris Walker saw John Lucas III working out his 2 or 3 guys that were in the NBA draft boards. And John explained something to me. And I think there's somebody, I don't know if it was Thaddeus Moody or somebody else that's watched the Chop Shop fluently that actually attended the workout in Chicago. And one of the things that John III explained, that a lot of people, there's various workout guys that when they come and do the workouts, of course, your workouts are going to be tailored to help your player look good, tailored to his strengths. John III explained that his workouts was 100% geared toward NBA sets. So his workouts, for you workout guys out there, you might understand the lingo, the terminology might be a little off, but he did his workout. This guys worked out in NBA sets. So that means those guys who are on looking get to see them directly in situations that they would probably transfer over to in a few months in with those NBA programs. But anyway, shout out to the Lucas family, Lil John III. His team that he coached at the Top 100 camp actually won first place. That's the second time he's won a first place at that camp. And everybody that was watching, he's so engaging with those kids. He's so competitive. And, sometimes you watch it and didn't realize it. I sit down and talk with Lil John. They call him John. That's what his mom them call him back in John. Well, look, and Ada, it helped me to understand something. It put some closure to me. Remember back in the days when I told you I went to the McDonald's game in Chicago, Illinois. Went to the after spot, not after spot. Went to a little lounge, and in the lounge, we had our section, and right next to our section, I see little John. In his section, he was playing for Chicago Bulls at the time. And remember when I told you who was in this section and walked up to me and what he said? In that section was Jimmy Butler.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler walked up to me. It was somehow our section had something. And then little John said, come on over and get what you want. And we didn't have something they had that I didn't have in my section. We had ran. And so I went over there to get me a hook and in my glass. So Jimmy Butler came to me and said, he said, you know me? I said, yeah, of course I know you, man. Good, congratulations. What's going on? He said, I said, you know me? He said, yeah, of course I know you. He said, you the guy who had me ranked so low when I was in high school. And I ain't never forgot it. And I use this motivation every day. So my point is, little John explained to me that when he's playing basketball, and I didn't think of it, he still has grudges. He went to the NBA with a grudge against TJ Ford. Remember, John was on the bench with the Houston Superstars. John hardly touched the floor in the flow of the competitive game. They would often blow people out. Then John Lucas would get in. He and Richard Law and all of them would get in. And Richard Law was a class behind them. He would get in. All right. So John explained every single time that he played against TJ in the NBA. He knew it. He reeled them off the top of his head. Every single time he played against this guy. He was like, every single time he played against that guy. Even to this day, when he goes in, he's saying the celebrity leagues out in California, in the celebrity leagues, they don't even let him play anymore. Because all he knows is one speed. He's in attack mode, whether you a celebrity, he's trying to. And so my point is with him is that now I understand a lot of people get incentives, get probably misnamed as grudges, and carry them on as motivation throughout their entire lives. And this is what has kept that young man. He's been in the league for like 10. He was in the league for like 10 years, guys. John Lucas III, and was and has coaching experience, I think, with the Timberwolves and the Tibbs. He is special. He's definitely special. I want to explain that. Now, also, we talked Top 100 camp. This morning on rcssports.com, that website, produced a brief recap from some of the events, and also I included the stats of every single game that was played in the 5-on-5. I also included the final statistics of the camp during the 5-on-5s. Let me first start by warning you guys that stats, they mean a lot to people that understand stats. If most people can't look beyond the stats and understand certain things. For example, there's no statistic for altering a shot. There's no statistic for beating the press. There's no stat. Well, there were none kept in this setting, put it like that. For guys who made the play that led to the play. There's no statistic kept for positive communication whether on the floor or on the bench. There's no statistic that is kept for the guy who's filled with fire and has enthusiasm and his motor is running on high octane, on premium the whole camp. No stat for that. No, that was kept in. Also, there was no stats kept in the 3-on-3 competition. They had a 3x3. They call it 3x3. We call it 3-on-3 on the streets, but 3x3 is an Olympic sport. And it was spearheaded by Joey Lewandowski, who oversees the 3x3 for the USA Olympic team, for the USA basketball. He stopped through for a couple of days to implement and instruct the young men on the rules of the 3x3, guide them through. Then they played a few hours with sessions, half court, 3-on-3. And that is something, if you're from any depths of an urban community that grew up playing on the slab, then you understand what I'm about to say is that there are some things in 3-on-3 that I don't give a damn how much you or watch or stabulating. It can't measure, and it tells you a lot about that player if he gets on a 5-on-5 setting. You already know who's a dog. You cannot hide in 3x3. You can't hide at all. And that was the thing that was great about it. And so, with that being said, there was a couple of players from the state of Texas that done really well for themselves and boost their stock. And basically, it put them in a position whereas they were playing with house money the rest of the way. One was Cason Wallace out of Dallas. His performance in the 3-on-3 with his mid-range game from 5-on-5, it automatically transfers over into 3-on-3 setting. And he was balling. His team lost in the championship game in overtime. In overtime. Remember, there was no rules in place for overtime on this thing. Both teams had 17-17. And instead of just saying y'all go to 21, they say the first one score wins. Well, hell, the other team get the ball, they hit a shot, they win. Cason Wallace was balling. Vince Iwuchukwu, they say I chopped his name up all camp. But Vince, his team won the championship of 3-on-3 and 5-on-5. Vince, I'll talk more about you on tomorrow, because and want to give a message to a lot of people out there, because he didn't get the early nod into camp. And like I said, I'll talk about that tomorrow. But back on this 3-on-3, Cason Wallace boosted his stock tremendously. Terrence Arsenault boosted his stock tremendously. His stats in the 5-on-5 didn't jump off the page, but people that were there, after seeing him in 3-on-3, which is a part of the camp, once again, he was playing with house money. He was balling in the 3-on-3. He used every bit of his length in 3-on-3 to defend, to make plays, to get rebounds out of his range, hit those shots, jumpers all over the floor, whether he going to the left or going to the right. Terrence Arsenault has officially arrived after the top 100. No, does that mean Terrence Arsenault is going to vault himself into the top 20? No, doesn't mean that. What it does mean is that everybody who was there and that works for a national or scouting platform, every college coach that was there got a chance. You couldn't ignore him, because it's hard to ignore the player that wins places or shows. Terrence Arsenault's 3-on-3 team lost in the semifinals. His 5-on-5 team made it to the championship game. You see? Another young man who did great for himself from out of the state of Texas this past weekend was Keyonte George. Keyonte George played the first game, got hurt in the second game, did not play on the 3-on-3 session during day 3. He didn't play. Came back on the last day, suited him up, and balled out in the championship game. Started off horrible shooting the ball. He missed his first 8 shots. I'm talking about Keyonte George. He missed his first 8. Then all of a sudden, he hit a gear and made play after play after play after shot, and made a few shots in between, and it was on his team as they won the championship. So at the end of the camp, prior to going into the last set of games, the staff met and everybody had to vote on players. At that point, the MVP was very obvious, unless something happened in the championship game. The MVP was Jalen Bradley out of Carolina. He goes to IMG. You guys know that he's already a top shelf name in the country. Jalen Bradley played on that CP3 team that visited Houston a couple of months ago. He was by far MVP. And guess what? Played well in the championship game and showed up and showed out and solidified, cemented that, just in case anybody had doubts. But I mentioned Keyonte George, I mentioned Cason Wallace, I mentioned Terrence Arsenault, and Big Vince. That's 4 of the 10 players from out of Texas made the all-camp team. No other state had 4 players to make the all camp team. So when people ask, how did the guys do from Texas? And some people even asking, like looking for like as though you know the answer already. I tell them go look at the All-Star selections. There was no All-Star game. You just had selections. And 4 out of 10. Remember, one of the 10 is what is a legacy. A legacy is a selection whose father played in the NBA. That's what they call a legacy pick. And that's Tyree Ricky Davis. That's the son of Ricky Davis. He goes to Dawson High School, who's going to be really good this year, by the way. Well, Tyree, he's a legacy. Legacies don't get the conventional invites. They're from a different pool that are selected. Like next year, TJ Ford's son will probably be a legacy pick into this camp. TJ Ford's son, guess what? TJ played in the league. If he's of active standing with the National Basketball Players Association, not every NBA player is of active standing. That's the key. It's like if you're in the member of the Coaches Association, your kids might not get picked in the All-Star game if the head coach or the assistant coach aren't active members. That's a HAPCA, Houston Area Basketball Coaches Association. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. It was a very good showing for the Texas guys, considering that a lot of them did not play all the way through. On the third day, they had approximately half of the Texas players sit it out, didn't play at least one game. It was almost like it was a mutiny, like it was collaborated. You could tell one guy came back with street clothes, the other one was street clothes. I'm like, okay. So then I was happy to see some of those guys lace back up on Friday. And because if you hadn't played on Friday, then you would not have qualified to be selected to the All-Star team. That was the thing. So I'm glad that Cason Wallace suited back up. I'm glad that that Keontae George suited back up. You know, and just name a few.
Got injured, and he suited back up just to satisfy. I don't understand. So if he wouldn't have.
No, those kids didn't know that. They didn't know that.
Okay.
They didn't know that.
Okay.
Kids don't stay with the goal. They had no way of knowing that what the qualifications were going to be. Okay. They had no way of knowing.
All right.
So that was the thing. That's what made me say I was glad to see it. They had no way of knowing, conventionally, talking about the day before or the morning, because you had to decide that when you on your way to the gym, when they getting ready to get on the bus, you're gonna decide whether you're gonna bring a uniform or you're gonna suit up, or you in suit up mode. Then maybe I would assume, but I think that Nuggets from the camp, from what I understand, they will be returning to Orlando in 2022. The dates are unknown at this time, but the thing about it, that was the arena, not the milk house, or the place down the walkway across from the milk house where the AAU competitions are normally held for basketball. This is an arena that was built just a few years ago. Right time where the parking lot is right at the edge. So this arena is not, from what I understand, is not used by AAU during their event. They're using the milk house and the other joint. Well, that means that whatever dates they decide on, which will probably be going back into June, because this July is a little bit too risky because of you're at the mercy of players who are coming out of the EYBL, coming out of the AAU, coming out of the Under Armour Association, and those guys are a little banged up, a little dinged up. So that means now you're getting them, and you're expecting them to give you 100% when they're already mentally tapped because of the rigors of grassroots basketball. So I'm confident that the camp will return to Orlando, not Charlottesville, which is a great within itself. And also, like I said, we'll let you know as soon as the date. They probably be a couple of months away from solidifying a date. That's pretty much some of the good news in regard to that. Oh, and some of you guys may have somebody just text me, asked me, what about Bryce Griggs? Bryce Griggs played the first day. Remember, going back to the Peach Jam, he did not finish playing in the team's last game or so at Peach Jam. He was something related to his hamstring. So he came into this event. He gave it a go on day one. He had one good game and one not so good game. So basically, that's a break even. And Bryce decided, you know what? If, one of those situations, I'm not 100, I need to be 100 to play in this thing right here and excel and do what I need to do. Make some of the cuts I need to make. I won't be able to get around guys I normally can get around with some of my moves. I normally can't get my step back and get the bounce that I normally get if I got a hamstring. So it was like he made the decision to sit it out, which he's not the only one. The thing is, and that's why I want to hit on today, is so that I can explain or provide some intel to you guys in regarding to Bryce Griggs. One thing I did learn is that those kids, his peers, a lot of his peers, they're down. They're allies. It's not like Bryce Griggs didn't sit by himself on the island when he ate. He didn't sit. Bryce Griggs he's really loved by his peers. Now I noticed that as an evaluator. I watched one game when after he sit out on that first day of sitting out. The coach, I should have took a picture of it, but I was slow on the draw. During the timeout or halftime, I'm sorry, Bryce and the coach of his team was sitting there with the clipboard, going over some solutions or some suggestions, some plays, so to speak, for the second half. That's not normal in this type of setting. For a guy that's in street clothes, you're going over plays and letting the coach go, hey, I want you to try this with him, so he can do this and he can get you that and he can get you. So that was also learned. Third and most importantly, Bryce Griggs is not playing right now or in July for the same thing that most of his peers are playing for. I was able to confirm Bryce Griggs has an offer on the table from the overtime. Bryce Griggs, the offer on the table from overtime is somewhere in the midst from 250 to 350,000. I was able to confirm that Bryce Griggs has an offer on the table from Travis Scott. This deal is possibly greater than the overtime deal. Both deals combined would put him in the neighborhood of 750 to 900,000, which when you round that off, that's like saying I got a meal. You ever had $9 and say how much you got? Oh, I got 10, about 10. So in street terms, that's close to a meal. The Travis Scott deal is just waiting on. Now the overtime deal, they are still in talks to get the numbers where they want them to be from one side or the other, more so from the Griggs side. So once again, Bryce Griggs is not playing for a college scholarship anymore. He's not playing to get ranked higher anymore. He's not playing to make the McDonald's game anymore. He's not playing to make the Jordan Brand Classic anymore. It's a big difference when you're playing for something else. It's a big difference. So, if Bryce Griggs is not 100%, if he comes back and play, it can cost him money. As opposed to Keontae George coming back and playing. Ain't no money on the table for him to lose right now. You just gain some glory. So that part, I want to make sure that you guys have an acute understanding of when it comes to this young man. So when you go and you compare, they're playing for two different things. He has those.
He really could have shut it down after Peace Jam if he wanted to.
If he wanted to, he could have shut down after Peace Jam, and the people with the overtime were thinking that he was going to make an announcement then. But then, guess what? Due to the fact that it was as many or more NBA personnel in Orlando, it benefited him more to at least try to give it one go there, because it's your last time playing in front of the NBA guys with the freedom that you would have had now. Next time you play in front of NBA guys, you won't have this much freedom as you did in the camp in this type of setting or in the EYBL or the Peace Jam. Next time you will be suited up in a very controlled atmosphere with, understand, in overtime. Every coach that's coaching in overtime, you think that's their end game? Just like every player that's going into the overtime, that's not the end game. They're trying to get to the NBA. Well, guess where those coaches are trying to go? That's coaching in the overtime. You follow me, Howard? They have an end game as well. So they're going to be doing their thing. They're auditioning every game, every time out.
Who are the overtime people going to play against?
They got clearance about 3 weeks ago from the NCAA to actually compete against some of the prep schools that you see, Hargraves and the Montverde Prep, and there are a lot of prep schools around the country with fifth year or post-grad players. NCAA is not giving them clearance because they're professionals, so to speak, to play against your regular Montverde or your regular Oak Hill, or they won't be able to play against none of those. Only the prep school teams they can play against. So, and also, from what I understand, my intel gives me that they will take one trip, at least one trip, over to one of the islands, like maybe Dominican Republic or maybe Bahamas. And they will play over there in a group of games, kind of like one of those tours that you see colleges do. They're playing against now. Also, they're going to have 24 players that they're going to sign with overtime. 24. They're not sure whether it's going to be two 12-man teams or 3 8-man teams. And I was talking to somebody this morning, and I explained to them, no matter how this thing cooks out, it's going to be a number. It's going to be a 7 number. Somebody's going to be number 7 and number 8, or somebody's going to be number 11 and number 12. And whoever those two players are, the good thing about it, they will have. This is not a one and done league, and it's going to be intriguing to see how it goes, because if you don't, that's why they have 16 years old to 18 years old. That's what they're targeting. So if you are a younger 17-year-old, I don't know if it's 16, 19 or something like that. Well, some of those guys next year might be your year. But don't think for a minute they're not going to recruit dead over you, just like in college. So it's going to be intriguing to see, because everybody that's signing is probably signing with the thoughts that you would, like you're supposed to do. You will have the opportunity to compete for the starting job. Everybody. But at the end of the day, somebody's going to be number 7 and 8, or somebody's going to be number 11 and 12. They can't go to college and play under scholarship at that point in time. You can still go to college. You just can't play basketball at college. So playing this thing doesn't hinder you from getting your college education. It's going to be encouraged. You take some online classes to go towards a degree. But at the same time, we applaud the whole scenario. So it doesn't look like, and initially, it doesn't look like Bryce Griggs will be returning to Hightower High School. So that part you can probably go it on and digest if you hadn't done so already. The era is probably, in all likelihood, it appears to be over at Hightower High School. And it's nothing, the relationship with the coach is great. It's an opportunity that comes up. And if it was your son and he had anywhere from 750 to 950, 100,000 of deals of money in place, what would you do? Because the last time I checked, the objective of going to college is to get a degree so that you can go and make this money. Now, this money is coming without any student loan debt. So if the average kid goes to college, they in student loan debt, it's 5 years before you even come out of the student loan. Before Sally Mae even releases your ass forgiveness of that loan. These guys are starting from grassroots. I mean, from the ground up. So shout out from that. Now, of course, Roger Brown said, I saw Bryce's name on the Texas All-Star team for the upcoming Vegas tournament, the Fantastic 40. Will he play? I'm not sure. Roderick. I know that there's one event that was coming. I don't know if that's it. One camp or something that's coming up that he and both Arsenal is on. But I thought it was in New York, not Vegas. That one that I think that they may be attending, the one that's in New York. It's something that's in New York. Other than that, we got like I said, I'm actually proud for the state of Texas. Grassroots season is over, and I had several people confess what we on the Chop Shop have been vigorously planting into your minds, that Texas is the premier hotspot in the United States right now for amateur boys and girls basketball. And girls, Texas is the premier hotspot. That is confirmed by so many guys. I've had California guys acknowledge that. Atlanta, Georgia guys acknowledging that. As much as it hurt, even New York City guys acknowledging that. Guess what? It's our time. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, looking down in the years to come, I don't see the fire flickering out no time soon. Texas is fire. Now the thing, Harold, to me is, and we go and shift into another conversation as we go in the last quarter of the show, and that is, why do you think so many now are still being influenced? So many parents are being influenced to send their babies to schools, out to high schools, alternative schools, charter schools, private schools, whatever you want to lump them up as opposed to staying in the state that is without question the hottest in the country. Why go to
Maybe we got to
California?
get some of those parents or those handlers on the line, because I want you know I want. So you just saying people around the country has acknowledged that Texas is a hotbed for basketball talent right now. I'd never forget talking to Jerome Tang one time. He said, "Man, really and truly, I don't have to leave out of Texas if I don't want to." He said, "All I got to do is every day, every year, get the top player out of Texas. I'm good. We gonna be able to go and compete for championships." So it's that's a unique thing. Uh, Jordan Wash, Paul Miranda said Jordan Wash's parents stated that going to California to help the better chances of him to get to the NBA. Okay, okay. I mean, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, how many people in that camp from California?
I mean, in what in
In
the
your
top
camp?
100?
Yeah. I mean, California.
Probably about seven,
Okay. Oh, so it's close. Okay.
8.
I mean, let me tell you something. If some people want to go to California, just let them go. You know, uh, I mean, you can't keep these parents. I didn't figure that out. You can't. You can't. You know, all I tell these parents to do. Uh, I mean, and some of these parents just feel they can think outside of the box. You know, I'm bigger than Texas, and some of them get tired of Texas. You got a whole lot of. Well, I know it's a mess in California, but I know some parents right now who's finished up their senior years. I mean, finished up their last year of eligibility. Says some kid, they said, "Man, I'm so sick of this. I'm so glad it's over with." I mean, I think I put it in. I put it up some. I had some. What you call it, Jimmy? What you call what we got? I got some grassroots information that I was just. I think I put it in. He said, I think Buff put this out. He said he need parents of players who were finished with grassroots to come back and share their experience with current parents, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the truth. Then I saw a lot of comments out of that. You know, dude, this stuff is hard, man, on parents. I know from your point of view, you wouldn't know because you ain't had to deal with this stuff. You know, you ain't had to be in that that ride home with your son or your and your wife, and so it's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't get mad at the people because it's their kid. You know, I just can't get mad at them. Some people just think other people's ice is colder. And they said, "Man, I'm tired of these Texas people. I'm tired of this Texas politics. Let me go and let me go where I'm not known." You know, you gotta understand. You know how people that wore out their welcome somewhere else. Then they go to another city. Then everybody like them. It's a new relationship. You know, dude and tore, dude and I mean, it's just messed up with everybody in Texas. And not to say this the case, but when you move and have I told you, LeBron made this so, I mean, popular. You know, mobility. I wouldn't tell that kid. Evidently, that kid wasn't getting what he wanted here. Evidently, that mom and daddy wasn't getting what they wanted in Texas. So he said, "Hey, man, I'm moving to California. That's the place I want to be." So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. So it gonna happen. We ain't gonna have no mass exodus of people. But guess what? If you want, if Herb Baker wanted to take his son out there, Herb Baker want to take his son out there. Paul Miranda want to take his son out there. I mean, but I understand you saying, "Dude, you got your fame here. They didn't want you. They wouldn't have want your little ass if you wasn't from Texas and doing your thing here in Texas." So, I mean, it's unique, Jimmy. But I don't blame it. I don't know the family, but I'm sure he had great reasons. Jimmy, I'm even thinking about the draft. Everybody think they know it all in this draft. And a lot of people didn't get drafted where they thought they were. Some people didn't get drafted at all. But and Jim, and so and I was thinking about, because we got off the subject, I was thinking about Quentin Grimes. everybody was talking crazy about him. Jimmy, I remember I told you at your event. I mean, he's man, and all I was saying, cause y'all favorite word when y'all come back at me, y'all always tell me what y'all always say. Uh, but Robert, that wasn't the plan. I said, man, in this professional sports stuff, your ass can't have no plan. You just better hope and pray that God shine on you, that you can be able to. And I'm thinking, shout out to U of H. Nate Hinton last year, Quentin Grimes this year. Quentin Grimes was left on the scrap heap, and that great staff out there at U of H gave him confidence. I mean, and drill. And Jim. I'm just thinking about this. The Houston Rockets. They had a chance to draft him. He got drafted. Josh Christopher got drafted one pick ahead of him. They could have drafted. So, hey, I want us to look at that draft in 5 years. The Houston Rockets had a chance to get Quentin Grimes, but they chose Josh Christopher over Quentin Grimes. Let's see. No, I just think that's a good thing to just take a look at. We had a chance to get a guy that I know y'all have seen a million times. And y'all chose Josh Christopher. And I know Lil Jon worked him out, but I'm just saying, that's a good place to start right there to project in the future. But I just wanted to share that with you. It's okay with me about the kid going out of town. I mean, it's okay with me, if my opinion mattered at all. There you go, Jim.
Yeah, and I want to remind you also, yeah, and the draft, the NBA draft regarding the Quentin Grimes being going, I think at the 25th pick in the draft. Uh, that's special. And hell, who was the last University of Houston player to get picked in the first round? You guys help me on that. Who was the last University of Houston player to get picked in the NBA in the first round of the NBA draft? Do you guys remember the last one? Was it who was it? Was it Ricky Winslow? Who was it? Who was the last pick? I'm waiting on the comments. Herb say Cadillac Anderson. No. Hakeem Olajuwon. Walter Yates, stop. So Cadillac Anderson, what pick was Cadillac Anderson in the NBA draft? No, it wasn't Gervin Jr. or Craig Jones. And I mean, we know it wasn't Alton Ford. Alton Ford went in the second round. It was Cadillac, and Cadillac, that was 1987. Cadillac went with the 23rd pick. Cadillac Anderson out of Worden High School was the last first round pick. No, Rick Timms, it wasn't Rob Williams. Rob Williams was before Cadillac. Rob Williams was before Olajuwon. So Cadillac Anderson. So think about this, guys. 1987. It's 2021. Guys, that is 34 years, almost 35 years since University of Houston has had a first round pick in the NBA draft. And that player was Quentin Grimes. That's remarkable. And once again, University of Houston was in a similar situation as the state of Texas in grassroots basketball. Meaning, it was only a couple of years ago that people, they was consciously aware that U of H was in the same conference with schools such as Cincinnati, UConn, Memphis. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, SMU was in the top 10 in the country just about 3-4 years ago. when Larry Brown was the coach, they were top 10 in the country. And still, people, when U of H would come, people would still treat them like they were third world country when it comes to recruiting. Now, here's what happened. Two things happened. Well, three. One by default. Nature caused that. That's Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey happened. And when Hurricane Harvey happened, the country had to pay attention to University of Houston because of the movement to collect the product and give and disperse it, serve as a hub for a lot of where a lot of people donated product to University of Houston to give out to the people in the community of H-Town. So people paid attention. So I mean, people's hearts went out to Houston, U of H, indirectly the city of Houston at that time. Then, right on the heels of that, during the healing process from Hurricane Harvey, University of Houston was granted a deal because Chris Paul was with the Houston Rockets, and Chris Paul had something in his contract where he was able to give to help facilitate a deal with Brand Jordan, who Chris Paul has long been signed to. He helped U of H secure that Jordan Brand deal. Now, once those are different kind of boxes. So you got Nike shoe boxes that comes in, then you got Jordan boxes that come in. When the J's come in, you can be on the other side of the room and know what's inside of that box. You know what brand it is. If a Nike, you can have Air Maxes, you can have Air Force Ones, you can have a variety of shoes, Prestos, whatever the hell you want Nike. You don't know what's in that orange box or that black box. But when that Jordan Brand box comes in, so U of H got that Jordan Brand deal. That was that got people attention from the kids' standpoint, along with the Fertitta Center. So as the Fertitta Center opens up, then they get the Jordan Brand deal. Now you're cooking with some good grease. All you got to do now is what? Win. Also, all you got to do first is get some of the continue, because I don't believe in the myth. I can shatter that myth all day long about Houston didn't never get the top kids from U of H never got the top kids from Houston or never recruited them. That's bull. There's a long string. I can go and take and blast that with facts. Now they didn't get an abundance of them, still don't. But now you got the gear, you got the facilities, you start to win, and you're getting some of the top players from the area. That now you're winning with homegrown, not just homegrown, but then Louisiana, which is our neighbor. U of H is recruiting at Louisiana as well. Louisiana players are getting to the NBA because of U of H. So now Louisiana is getting to the NBA I guess completing their amateur dreams by way of U of H and Baylor, which they've been doing at Baylor for a long time. Baylor has long had a Louisiana pipeline. So now University of Houston makes it to the Final Four. Make it to the Final Four. So now what? Now they coming, and they have a seat at the table. When they walk into the room, it's different now. The handshakes are different now. They're not treated as puppies now. They're big dogs right now and got teeth. We'll bite. We'll lock in on that ass. That's what U of H is recruiting the same player now. It ain't like, they got him. He might just go to U of H. No. They're recruiting the very same player now. So now the next phase is U of H has to simply duplicate the success. And you got Tremont Mark. He's the next man up from out of H-Town. You got Ramon Walker on deck from H-Town. Terrence Arsenault is widely believed to be not necessarily a lock, but close. There's U of H is the school to beat. That's safe. That's how you put it safely for University of Houston, for Terrence Arsenault. Now he played so well down in Orlando at Top 100 camp. He could have played better, but he played well enough to that, just enough to where it would make U of H nervous. They probably wished Terrence Arsenault would have shut it down and not played anymore. U of H probably watching this right now, laughing, looking at each other, laughing right now, saying you sure right. U of H probably wished Arsenault had shut it down, and before the 3-on-3. Some coaches do think like that, guys, believe it or not. But just wanted to make sure we were on the same boat with that. I want to give you guys a statistic. According to ESPN is the measuring stick for all of the national rankings platforms because they're the worldwide leader, not because they're in the most gyms, because they're the worldwide leader. They have more wattage behind their amps. You see? So, according to the ESPN rankings for the class of 2022, of the top 12 players that accepted invites to NBPA Top 100 camp, of the top 12, there were only 2 that actually attended of the top 12. You know where those 2 are from? They're from Texas. Of the top 12 players in the country, only 2 of the top 12 accepted their invites. Keontae George is number 4, and Jordan Walsh is number 12. Let me tell you something. That means a lot to the state of Texas. That means a lot to a John Lucas. Let me tell you guys something. I've asked this question to many of you guys around in the last month. During the selection process, some invites went out sooner than others. All eggs don't hatch on the same day. So that was one player. We're not going to say his name, but we don't get in that. But I'm just giving you an analogy, you guys. Say if a kid plays on your team and the lure of him coming to play on your team is you play on my team, it helps your position to get into the camp. It helps your position. After playing for a couple of months, you decide to go and jump. The kid decides to leave your team. You are in charge of. You have veto power. You have the final say on any invite. How many of you, if that kid left your team, and not only left, another kid that came with him in the starting 5 left with him, how many of you would still give that kid an invite into your camp? I want you to be honest. How many of you would give him an invite? Remember, if you give him an invite, understand what that could possibly mean. Know what that could possibly mean, Heather? That could possibly mean in the future, a kid don't even have to play for you no more. They can still get in the camp. That's what that means, possibly. So you can't say play for us, play for your team. You get an inside lane. Well, hell, if you invite him, then I can come play for you and leave your ass and go play across the street. Right? How many of you would still give that kid an invite after they left you? this is the thing. There's other kids that might have made a decision when you're saying love. I heard that I've been asking questions all last week, Adam, and the one most common is love. A lot of people from certain cities, certain areas don't feel they getting enough love.
The
And that's
cities
gonna
or the
be
kids? Who?
a combination of both. They don't get enough love for that particular kid. Whether it be the parents may feel that way or the kid may feel that way. But I think the grown folk, I think that goes downhill.
Oh, okay. So you're saying let's say a particular kid, a kid in this city. Let's say Ivan Pettit,
Mhm.
if he was a kid. So you're saying that parents and he probably feel that. Yeah, I know a lot of kids feel that way. Yeah, that this city don't give them
Okay.
a love.
So
Yeah.
now the question is, when I'm going to be on the quest
Mhm.
for the rest of this calendar year, is my new thing is I'm going to be trying to ask various kids what's their definition and parents. So when I see some of y'all in public, be prepared for me to spring that question up on you. Now I'm not gonna walk up to you and say, "Wow," but in the conversation, I'm going to probably ask this question in every other conversation I have from here to the net to January the 1st, at least up until then. What is your definition of love in this? Give us your definition, because I think that it varies, or it could vary. It can't be the same thing. It's like you mentioned earlier, Hatter. We talked about Jordan Walsh, and that's not the young man we're talking about an example a while ago, but we talked about him earlier in the show. We mentioned Jordan Walsh. One of the reasons I think Paul Miranda put on there, based on a speculative conversation with the parent, and based on him, that's what they insinuated, that it wasn't getting, that was his path, a closer, quicker path to the NBA. Then before the end, somebody mentioned he wasn't getting enough, may have not been getting enough love.
Okay, that's subjective, but it's
Now,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, and that's subject.
Hmm.
Jordan Walsh, you know what he's ranked on ESPN?
I don't know.
He's ranked number 12.
On the ESPN
He's
22,
ranked number 12 in the country.
but the people in Texas, the one that pushed him.
So if he's ranked number 12 in the country,
How much love he want?
then that's why we got to find out. See, I think people are using that word too loosely. What kind of love? What is your definition of love? Because now I'm not understanding what is your definition? Because now, and guess what? I can understand that. So if Jordan Walsh is ranked number 12, that means you're in great position as we go around this last
Lap.
lap of your high school career to be a McDonald's All-American selectee. That means you get a different type of prestige. You're in a different fraternity of basketball, of the basketball brotherhood. That means you're in a good chance that you're probably going to get invited to Jordan Brand Classic game. That means a good chance that you're probably going to go to the Nike Hoop Summit. So the love that he's probably seeking, it may be different from Amari Abram love. Because Amari Abram ain't ranked in the country nowhere. Well, in the top 50, I'm just saying. We're talking about McDonald's talk right now. So what's the love that he's talking about?
Kyle Cole said something good, because maybe people weren't talking about him until lately. But maybe they don't watch this show. Hold on. Maybe they don't watch this show. All eggs don't hatch on the same day. So I'm just trying to say you're 12th in the country. So ain't but 10 more guys ranked ahead of you. One of those guys from Texas, I guess you is well with you. You used to play on his team, and maybe they feel he get more love in Texas, maybe than he is. But Jimmy, you're ranked 12th, and I don't know him, and I don't know his family, but I just don't. Coach said so. I mean, Pastor Russell said Jimmy, God is love. He said, God is love. That's what but I understand what you mean, Jimmy. People in Houston hating on me. I got to leave the city. We hear it, and guess what? People in Houston do hate on players. I've heard it come out of their mouth.
But people in other cities hate on players as well.
But I don't live there, so I don't know
I'm,
what the
I'm
hell
just
they
saying, but
doing.
I'm just saying, I mean that's not a
Yeah.
Houston thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's nationwide.
Okay.
You guys should have put it like this. You should have heard some of these conversations when people trying to and voucher for some of their kids to get in the top 100 camp while discrediting and crunching the other kids out of Dallas. I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna do you like that. I'm not cut
But
like
you know,
that.
it happens. But people think, well, we ain't talking about. So you saying all over the country, this happens. So he gonna go out there. He gonna be the pretty girl out there until something happens. And them people out there, cause guess what? Them people in LA, they got clicks too now.
Absolutely.
And they gonna tie his ass a new one if it's over one of their kids. I just don't think these people really think about what they say. Jimmy, I think these people have a delusion of grandeur. I think these people, I told y'all, and people don't hear me on this one, I'm gonna repeat it again. I think somebody has came in and took the hard drive out of everybody around in basketball, and they have changed the price tags on what's important. They went to Neiman. They went to Neiman. They went to Dollar General and grabbed this theory and the price tag from Dollar General, and when it took it to Neiman Marcus, went over there and went through security, Jimmy, and put these prices on some Neiman Marcus stuff, and we are valuing stuff that's really not that important. You just said the kid ranked number 12, and but 10 other people in the class of the country is ranked higher than him, and you ain't getting love. It's the people in Dallas. They might have chopped you up. Some of them, because somebody gonna chop you up anyway. They had to give him love for him to be ranked that high. Jimmy, I just don't get it, man. Jimmy, I said earlier, I'm studying this thing called the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Haven't got it all yet. I'm just studying. You know how you can just be fixed on your ways. You say, I was born this way. That's just the way I am. I got limited capacity of thinking. I got limited knowledge. I got limited education. That's just the way I'm gonna be the rest of your life. That's the fixed mindset. But then you got the growth mindset that say, look here, I'm gonna take what I got and multiply. I'm not gonna accept no. I'm gonna grow. Why don't these people learn? We got to have a growth mindset. I'm the 12th ranked kid in the country. How in the hell I'm leaving Texas? Who everybody said is the new Mecca. Who everybody said is hot. The fire couldn't get no hotter. And you gonna say you're gonna leave and go? I'm just telling you, Jimmy. It's mindsets we dealing with. We trying to wrestle with these people, flesh and blood, man. It's some stuff happening out here, man. In this sphere, and we got the power to educate it. That's why every day I try to give people something other than this basketball, because Jimmy, if they were smart enough in other areas, then this basketball won't just consume their whole freaking life. If they were knowledgeable in other areas in their life, Chris Walker said some great. He said, when you go in and buy a house and when you go in and buy a car, all them damn paperwork you got to sign, you be careful when you do this. And now we got people that just casually, I ain't getting no love here. I want to go somewhere else. Because you're thinking with a fixed mindset. You're thinking, well, this is, Jimmy, this is not ranking me right. Buffett and Paul Miranda, they just holding me back. Listen to me, man. Parents, you remember I keep saying we got to elevate the conversation. And elevate it because we just got to get smarter. Not beating up no particular parents. I'm talking to the ninth graders right now. The ninth graders and your parents right now. I'm talking to y'all. The up and coming ninth graders. Mamas and daddies. Let's have a growth mindset. Hey, hold up. Let's use other areas in our life, okay? Other areas in our life that make us make better decisions with this basketball stuff. Let's just learn to make better decisions. I know y'all might think it's a great decision. And hold on, we might just want to leave town. You gonna uproot your family to go out for some basketball that might not work out for your ass? Because I looked at the draft. Go back and look at these mock drafts. Yeah, these top players, didn't get drafted. They put all their eggs in that basket. I just told you the story about Mac Robinson, won a silver medal in the Olympics, and he came back, and they didn't care. Jesse Owens won the gold medal. He defeated the Aryan race, and he came back, and he didn't get no Tarzan movie. He didn't get no nothing in the movies. He didn't get this. Guess what he got? He had to go himself physically, Jimmy, race against horses for money. Race against horse, not horse racing. He wasn't a jockey. He was racing a human racing the horses. And y'all, we around here worried about, listen, I love basketball too. I love to see Quentin Grimes. I love to see Kate Cunningham. I love to see all of that stuff. I didn't like some of them damn outfits, but I love the fact that these kids gonna have generational wealth. But guess what? It ain't but 5,000 of them pro athlete jobs. Ain't but 5,000 music industry jobs. Ain't for 10,000 entertainment industry jobs. But it's 48 million us black folks that need regular skills. We need to be a lawyer. We need to be a doctor. We need to be a teacher. It's 48 million of us. So we constantly trying to run after that. Listen, run after it. All you can. Run to California. Run out there. Give me a best chance to be a pro. There's a lot of people in California that didn't get drafted this year. They own Exhibit 10 and two-way contracts. And their ass gonna get cut. Because remember, always remember, if 60 of y'all trying to get in there, that means 60 guys got to leave. They ain't no more expansion. And Jimmy, and that's what I understand it because I saw somebody saying, "Hey, he gonna go just because to go to the overtime. You ain't gonna go to the league. Just because Ignite, Deshaun Nix didn't get drafted, and he was with Ignite. And Jimmy, me and you even agreed. We said, man, Ignite gonna do all this can to get you in there. Deshaun Nix didn't get it in there, Jimmy. So parents, when you're making these moves, when you're making these Super Bowl moves, you better have some marathon thought into it because you're trying to make these Super Bowl. Jimmy, they trying to make these Super Bowl moves with rabbit thoughts. I mean, with turtle thoughts. Man, we got to just I told you, we got to have a better mindset, and I'm seeing it. Jimmy, my phone rang 1,000,000 times the next day in the draft. Guess what? Guess what they was telling me, Jimmy? You were right, Mr. Hatter. I shouldn't have left. Now I can't go back to school.
You can't even gonna be a middle school coach. You can't even gonna be a coach at your damn middle school because you ain't got no degree.
Jimmy,
Have you ever thought about that? You
Jimmy.
can't even be a middle school coach. You can't go teach PE at the elementary school that you went to.
Yes. And it's break. Listen, y'all. I'm not doom and glooming you. I'm just telling you, man. It's 48 mil. Listen, ain't about 5,000. Jimmy, I think they talking about the players. I think the parents are not good at math. Ain't about 5,000 of these jobs. That I'm telling y'all, if your son, if Quentin Grimes, if he make it, that means one of these pros that played this year got to go home. If all 30 of them guys in the first round make it, somebody got to go home, man. It's life after basketball. Jimmy, I'm sitting there. Jimmy, I'm on the way. You posted something the other day, and I was just so I just didn't realize it. You posted your lanyard, and we're gonna have some news. Chris Walker having some. Let's keep praying for him. We gonna have some news on him soon too. But I was thinking about Jimmy, and I'm just thinking about the position in the top 100 camp. And you own the chop shop, right? Jimmy, I got this in the mail the other day. Okay. And I got to share with y'all. And the address came from it came from Pro Football to Robert Hatter, Pro Football Hall of Fame. 2121 George Hallis Drive, Northwest, Canton, Ohio. So they sent me some stuff, right? They sent me some stuff. Jim, they sent me some stuff, Jim. They sent me some stuff. I got another one. It's two of them. They sent me some stuff. This is the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Maybe y'all just know people who've been. I mean, y'all, this is a guy that this 3 times. This the 3rd time. And they sent Jimmy. They sent this, Jimmy. You know how sometimes we got to realize because somebody this little old internet show. It's called The Greatest Gathering in Football. Okay, they send you this. Hold up, Jimmy. That's the parking pass, the control part, Mr. Hatter. This way you put this on front of your car. You ain't got to go with general population, Mr. Hatter. Jimmy.
You say general population.
Yeah, you ain't got to go with general.
You ain't going to jail. You're going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy. I'm sitting there saying, this on this. You know what somebody said? That little internet show. That internet show got a.
Say that.
Oh yeah, and that guy. Yeah. They got a guy on here who been in the green room 9 times. That green room y'all seen. A guy who going to the Hall of Fame for the 3rd time. We got a guy who showed y'all his credentials the other day. The NBA time. I'm sitting there, Jimmy. That's why I always tell y'all, I'm not gonna let nobody devalue this platform. This platform. How many? I mean, all of y'all might know a lot of people that have been to the Hall of Fame. But now y'all got a guy to talk to y'all every damn day. Will be there covering it for y'all at my expense this weekend. So that's Jimmy. That's when you know how. That's that. What they say. One of them. The slop shop. Yes. You know, the internet troll who tried to troll you. So, I didn't even plan for that today. That just happened organically. But we got. He said, "Stop it." No, it's just real. This is real. But Jimmy, go take us home, man. Take us out here, man.
And just remind you now, September of 2015. Remember, I got one of those.
Yes, you went to Springfield, Massachusetts. Yeah. So we got the whole gambit covered
as the personal guest
of George
of
Raveling.
not to be in the audience as a personal guest. I
Hey,
was seated at the table at one of the functions beforehand. Personal
Jimmy,
guest.
I would show him the wristband that they gave me so I could get wherever I want to, but I didn't want to put that on national news so people somewhere else can be trying to duplicate it. You follow me? Because you
Yeah.
know you can have a ticket, but you got to have that. You got to have that thing around your arm too. So, but that's the value. The value of the blessed. Thank you, Chris Walker. The value of the people who. So when you let people downplay it, the chop shop. When you got, how in the hell we got 800 subscribers, and we got two guys that can't. Some of these that no, a lot of these shows can't even say that did what me and this guy done did. 800 subscribers. Y'all should be on y'all Twitter, on y'all thing saying, hey friends, like Tori Raspberry did the other day for Forever Films, for Archie. Y'all who come on here and get this information every damn day need to be telling y'all friends, hey, hey, whatever you're doing, go to Chop, go there. Jimmy, I'm Jimmy. I got the K-Fit. Hold up. I took me and Casey, we had a little dinner, Everybody walking up. Casey should be on here trying to get to number 13. We was at 13 restaurant, and James happened to be there. They brought James to us. He came over with it. This the camp. I know it don't mean much to you, but guess what, man? It was people standing in line just looking, hoping they can talk to this guy. He walked in his restaurant, greeted everybody, went over there, ate. I mean, it's just, man, Jimmy, we are so blessed, ladies and gentlemen, to be in this position we are at this time in history. That I can come on here and get information from Karen Hunter and Greg Carr and explain to y'all about Mac Robinson. Because you need to know your history. Because if you knew your history, you wouldn't be around here selling yourself around the country. Tell me I have to go here and I have to go here. And hold up. In all fairness, I never forget Jackie Robinson's mama, who was a sharecropper in Cairo, Georgia. Jimmy, she was working on the sharecropper. He told me, she said, I want to leave. I don't need you to leave. You weren't too good of a worker. Jimmy, she left in the middle of the night, Jimmy. Took all her damn kids and got on the train and went to Pasadena, California. And guess what? All white neighborhood. And they asked her, why you want to live in this neighborhood? Because this where I want to live. Yo, these are if you don't know your history, you're prone to let these people repeatedly do you the same way. But guess what? Not no more. You got a platform that's going to give you breadcrumbs to learn a little bit more about your history. You need to learn. You need to learn the history of this summer basketball. If you're in it, you need to go back and study the last 20 years. Like Jimmy can come and rail you off. Every damn body who was not drafted, but recruited in the right. I just sit back and say, because he's studying the history of this shit. That's why he's successful at this stuff. Come on, man. You can't. I just don't understand, man. Just like I support y'all in every endeavor y'all do. Right now, we should be ashamed that this subscriber on YouTube is just 800. We're 199 people away. How many people have told a friend and another friend, let's subscribe? Y'all get valuable information every single day. And all we ask you to do is subscribe. But Jimmy, man, yeah, you know, I had to sometime. We got to, cause people don't know, you know, and I done learned. You got to tell them, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. You remember I tell you the story? If the parent don't know nothing, and they teach the kid everything that they know, shit, the kid gonna know, be as smart as his parent. So that's all, Jimmy. I just wanted to share that today. Yeah, what
Yeah,
else, guys?
man.
What else you got?
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's getting. So with that being said, guys, make sure you share the show to your timelines, to your pages, to your groups, your public groups. That's another thing. I'm like, don't share them to your private groups.
Yeah,
Any groups that's public, you can share them to your public groups.
right.
If you share them to your private groups, then you could possibly be breaking the commitment that you made when you joined
Oh,
that private groups to
okay.
not solicit them with any stuff, any links
Hmm.
and and of such. So
Right. I didn't know
only
that. Good.
public groups,
I don't keep up with them
only
that much.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you'll see when they say public or private, as you're scrolling through your
Okay.
groups and you want to share, hit the share button. Just you'll see public and private.
Yeah.
And last, I wanted to leave you guys with something
Come on with
from
it.
what we talked about earlier. And I love, receipts are a good thing. We kind of start. That might be some stuff. Gary, you might want to make a T-shirt now, something with some receipts. On that Chop Shop gonna give you receipts.
Right.
Uh, Here's what we got.
Mhm.
I'm going to let me share this thing with Hannah. Let me get this thing right. I'm going to show you guys something right now. Right there we go. Now, Hannah, you got to get ready to do some surgery real quick before we
Come
go out.
on,
Get ready to land
man.
the
Man,
plane.
hold up, man. Watch
Yeah,
it. Watch
you
it.
got to get ready
Watch
to
it.
play your
Look at
ball.
that,
You got to
Jimmy.
get ready to play. There
Jimmy.
you go.
Look at
Now,
Jimmy.
this is RCS Sports, guys, and I want you to follow me closely on this page on this website. Of course, earlier I told you guys about the VIP news. That's where the VIP news at every day is updated with different stuff inside.
Let me get
And
out your way.
we have it in there. Jeffrey Day has some stuff updated with some players. And I'm trying to figure, once again, I'm on the quest. Are these pictures of these players, is that a form of showing them love? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go. Hold on. Watch this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this on the fly, Hatter. Watch this. This is rcsports.com.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you guys know this, but right here, where this arrow is pointing on the right side of the screen of your home page, if you're doing it from a desktop, I don't know how it's gonna come up on a cell phone, but you will find this. It says search
Oh,
our site.
let me move me and you out the way. They can see it now. There you go.
It says search our site.
Mm-hmm.
Hatter, watch this. It's gonna be like a magician.
Okay.
This in this white box,
Mhm.
any player that plays that lives within the Greater Houston area, if you want to know how much love RCS Sports has shown that particular player, all you have to do is type his name into this box.
Okay.
We're gonna try it right now.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're gonna
Let's
try
go,
it right
love.
now.
Let's get some love.
Hold on. We're gonna try it right now. I'm gonna put Amari Abram
Okay.
in here. I'm gonna click go. And what's gonna come up on the screen is each of the last, I think it stops at a certain amount of, like maybe, I don't know if you said it, it may go to 100 or it may go to 50.
All
I'm going to tell you. Let me go. I'm scrolling down. Right? We're doing this live on the show. There's
Okay.
no premeditated.
Keep going.
Here we go. Look.
Damn.
Total
that's 50.
results.
That's
It's
50.
50. This means his name has been mentioned. Hold on. Mentioning his name, how does that call love? I don't know yet. So you guys let me know when
we
he's
don't know
showing
what
love.
see, we don't know what love is.
That's what we're going to find out for the rest of
Okay.
the year, because I'm going to get all of the answers that you give me. I'm going to write them down in my book, in my notebook. I'm
Give me
going to
another
write
name.
down
Give me
because
another
I'm
name.
really.
Give me another
Hold
name.
on. First, let's go
Okay, go
down
on, finish.
and we
Okay.
can see the
Oh, I
you
got
keep
you.
going down. It tells you the dates. It tells you date. Look, August the 1st through the 7th,
Uh,
right? That
uh-huh.
means his name was mentioned. His name was mentioned today on August. Look, created on August the 2nd. See,
Wow.
that's what it shows. You go down some more. July
Okay.
the 18th through the 24th.
Yeah.
His name was mentioned there.
Okay.
July the 11th through the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
His name was mentioned there.
Mm-hmm.
June the 27th through July the 3rd. His name was mentioned there. June the 13th through the 19th. May the, I mean, you just keep going on and on every week in May. Look, May. Then you go back to the spring icebreaker.
Jimmy, maybe
Look,
it's not love.
Hannah,
Jimmy, hold up. This might not be love, though.
Okay, but I'm gonna ask you this: is this love? Read this right here
Spring
from the
icebreaker
spring
player
icebreaker.
evals. Amory Avery making a case top 5 in the state of Texas. But Jimmy, that might be our opinion of love. It might not be the parent. His parent might still think, man, they ain't showing me love. Because we don't know what love means to them. And Jimmy, I got a definition. To me, love is responsibility. And guess what? You've been very responsible 50 times to this particular guy right here. So he can't say no love from y'all. Well, maybe, hold up. It might be love from somebody else, though. It might not be you.
So that means that the person that you didn't get love from,
Uh-huh.
that's one of the motivating factors. That means the lack of love from somebody else superseded or outweighed the love that you got from RCS Sports. You see? So that means the person that drove you away has more power to you than the person that was showing you love. The person that drove you away, let me get this straight. Possibly. Oh,
Okay.
if that's the case.
Okay.
What committees have they been assigned and invited us to on a national scale of things that can dictate your future or putting you in a greater space in your future? That means a lot. Help.
Okay.
So that means if a person doesn't have any,
Jimmy, can I help Larry Etienne?
what's that?
Jimmy, you don't have to be in the VIP room to search the site, do you?
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Okay. Okay, keep going. Larry,
no. You don't have to
you
be a
don't have to be in
VIP
the
member.
VIP room, but keep going.
And guys, understand something. Once again, I'm going to be asking this question every day of somebody to give me, because I'm truly not asking you as a catch. I'm asking you so that I can grow with a degree of understanding.
Jimmy, it
In order
might
to,
not be you.
but I need to know that, because that means now when
Okay.
you're saying
Okay.
H-Town ain't showing me love,
And
but when
you
people
the
talk
king.
about
Hold up. You the
H-Town,
king of
then
H-Town. Yes, you then. Okay.
so that means you're afraid to say who's not showing you love. Your actions is saying that.
Okay.
So I need to know.
Look what Paul Miranda said. He said, if you are not talking about a kid every day, then you ain't giving that kid love. That's what the Walsh want. Oh, they need to get the hell out of there. That's fucking crazy. That's unbelievable. You
Well,
ain't
here's
gonna
the
talk about your wife down there every day. So
here's,
that's an unrealistic expectation there, Paul Miranda. And I sure hope, I know you speaking for them, and I sure hope they don't feel that way. Because ain't nobody gonna talk about Jordan Wash. Shit, we don't talk about LeBron James every damn day. We don't talk about, look here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you a perfect example. Russell Westbrook ass got traded to the Lakers. We ain't even talk about that mess. And Chris Charles over here with a Lakers shirt on his want us to talk about Russell Westbrook. What the hell? Russell Westbrook has been on 100 damn teams. Why the hell we gonna talk about him going to the Lakers today? So we don't have to talk about everybody every single day, parents. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Keisha. That's thirsty. Oh, I love Keisha. Oh, girl, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Stewart, for your wife. These parents thirsty.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I don't want to make people feel like they're being this a trap question.
No.
I'm really on a quest to find out what, because I do understand that's not going to be a same answer. It's going to be multiple answers, but I need to understand what all of the options are
Jim.
for showing love. So that way, when RCS Sports or the Chop Shop expressing shows love, at what point, okay, because you might get love in the ninth grade because that's what you wanted. Then you ain't not getting no more in 11th grade. So that means, does the ninth grade love evaporate? Does it expire? I need to know what all of the ground rules are for showing love in this youth basketball sector. And for others, I want you guys to really understand this. There are people out there who would take your money, you could pay them if you want them to be your marketing rep on your social media conscious warrior, so to speak. There are people that would take your money to do that. So I'm trying to figure, just like there are people, you make mixtapes, you get tapes made. Isn't that a way of you showing yourself love? Because you're paying for those mixtapes. Last I checked, how many of you guys are getting your mixtapes for free? I would go on the plank and say you'd have to be of a certain status, of a certain range of a talent in order to, well, a mixtape guy gonna film you and just send you your stuff free on the house. You have to be a certain degree.
Ooh, Akeisha Stewart is on it today. She said, if you thrive off people's comments and likes, that's a poor diet. You'll eventually starve. Go on, girl. I'm gonna put that on the screen. I'm sorry, I gotta put that on the screen. I gotta know. But Jimmy, I'm just thinking about it. Jimmy, I never thought about this like this, Jimmy. I promise you, until the day, this has never really crossed my mind. That, cause I remember some people was talking about, Jimmy be hating on my baby. Jimmy be hating. And then I clicked the baby's name in the
And you
damn
search their
search
name.
engine.
You search their name on the site like that.
I say he
And
done
what you
talked
found?
about it 50 damn times. Maybe more.
So where does the hating come from?
Maybe, hey, do me a favor, y'all. If y'all know a parent that says everybody hating on them, I want to talk to them parents. We probably got some other undercover ones on here because they ain't going to say it. Somebody send me, I want to talk to the parent and ask me, do you expect us on the Chop Shop every day to talk about your damn son? I never forget it, Jimmy. My band Jeff Johnson came on and started talking about, man, y'all ain't said nothing about PJ Haggerty. I said, dude, we've been talking about PJ Haggerty for homeboy. The problem is you wasn't watching the goddamn Chop Shop. That's what I told him. Go back. Then Alfio came and said, man, they do talk about him. So it just killed me. Just so y'all think me and Jimmy get up every morning to come talk about, dude, the best player in the world, supposedly LeBron James. We ain't said nothing about him today. But you expect for your little son us to talk about him every day. Unfreaking believable, Jimmy. Unbelievable to me. I'm sorry. Y'all, hey, Jimmy, I'm like they said, y'all can miss me with that one. You can go, Jimmy. Y'all can. This unbelievable to me. Unbelievable.
Now, I want to clarify something. That way, I know how some people are. They go and you take the Chop Shop and you share the hell out the show at this point when you think that we're talking about a particular person. And
yes.
The person, the parent will come into the show,
yes, sir,
in the middle of the conversation.
Yes, sir.
And waiting on you to say something and say, I know they ain't talking about my baby. Well, I want to clarify something. In regards to Jordan Walsh, He was a late invite into the camp, and I beat the table like hell to get Jordan Walsh in the camp. I want to make sure you know that. So if anybody's watching, Jordan Walsh don't get in the camp without Jim Hicks this year. I say that again. Jordan Walsh don't get into the top 100 camp without Jim Hicks, and he's not from Houston.
But you don't talk about him every day, Jimmy.
That's not my obligation. I'm just letting you know that I'm a fan. Me and this young man talked a lot up in there. He was liking my lids. He saw me. He said, "Man, you got a different lid on every day." I said, "Don't worry, young fella. You get that." I say, "Don't get it twisted. You already need to go and probably wear some lids right." And he started laughing. But he's a great teammate.
Great guy. Yeah.
Great. The kids love him. That's another key. His peers love him. I remember going all the way back to Pangos.
Is that surprising to you, Jimmy? Because you didn't mention that. You didn't mention that about Bryce. See, you used to talking to the grown folks, but the kids, I know that they love. He have a house full of damn kids every time you go over his house. But I'm talking about Bryce Griggs. But you act like you were surprised because you said, man, the players love him.
Yeah, because the way that some people paint pictures of certain young men.
I got you.
As though, nobody gonna want to play with him. But hell, they show, and understand, in doing the invites, Bryce only played 2 games. He had one good game and one not good game. We had to vote for the all-star teams. The coach of his team, I quote him. He says, if this young man would have played, he'd qualify. He'd be my vote, my first pick. Yeah. And I say, who? What kid? Coach, what kid? What number? He gave his number out, and he was talking about Bryce Griggs.
I know. Yeah.
Would have been his first option. Each coach had to pick like 3 or 4 players on their team in order. Then you pick a couple of other players that you played against. And we took those and combine them with our team. But I wanted to make sure, get that straight on regard.
I'm glad you did that, Jimmy. And the only reason we said it because Paul Miranda put it on the screen. I don't know them people. I'm just saying what was printed on the screen. I'm reacting to any parent, not just that kid. If you expect for us, for Extra Eyes Media, for all of these guys, for Jeffrey Day, for Doug, to talk about your kid every day, that's unrealistic. Shit, you probably don't talk. It's some days you probably don't talk about it.
Well, and that's the thing. I tried my best to avoid, because I would think it would be a trap. If you talk about one every day, then number 2 is going to look at that and get mad and use it against you. And that's why I always say, man, I don't want to talk about no 8th graders. I don't talk about no 9th graders. I don't want to talk about this guy all the time. And it's a conscious effort. But all you got to do, I ain't got to talk about him to write about him. And those writing about him is receipts. If you feel that I don't show any kid love that has earned it, that's the key, that has earned it, then go on RCS Sports, casually just type his name into that search box and watch what happens. And it's going to give you the option, because if you have a common name, it's going to put exact phrase. You check the box that says exact phrase once it comes up. And you'll see. You know what's going to happen then? Oh, okay. You know what? But I still don't like him. That's what's going to come out. It's a but. I'm trying to find out the but. I already know the what. I'm going to find out the but. Sooner or later, I'm going to eliminate every excuse that you can think of. And then eventually it's going to be like, guess what? I just don't like the fact that he wear a hat. I don't like the fact he wear glasses. I don't like the fact that I just don't like him. Never did. Well, that's your what? I mean, that's your butt. I know it ain't the what. Remember that.
Jimmy, I want to share this with parents. And I was trying to find it because it was by Maya Angelou. They were asking her a question. They asked her, how do you handle all the adulation and acclaim that comes with your career? This is Maya Angelou, right? Google her if you don't know she. She said it's quite simple. You know how she talked? If you don't pick it up, then you don't have to put it down. Then the reporter said, what do you mean? And she responded, if you don't pick up the praises of people, then you don't have to put down their criticisms. That's sort of on the line. And I know I had it in my notes what Akisa was saying. She said, if you don't pick up the praises of people, then you won't have to put down their criticism. Because if you want us to talk about you every day, then you stink it up. And we get to tearing your ass up every day, you couldn't handle it. That's any parent. So be careful what you ask for. So, Jimmy, I just wanted to share that. Boy, I know we overtime today. But
Yeah,
Jimmy, hold up. I looked at our analytics. Boy, yeah. They just said, boy, Jimmy, we in the top percentile in the country of streaming our stuff out every day. So I mean, shout out to that. You know, I got the analytics come today. We're in the top 90%. We the top 90. We in the top 10% of streaming. So, but Jimmy, I mean, you're gonna get us. I was just trying to get, because I know when they miss you, they ain't heard you talk in a while. Go and finish this thing out, man.
Yeah, man.
We hope we can have you back tomorrow.
That's enough for the day. I'm back in the cell tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we're gonna give you guys. We are. I wanted to continue on some thoughts I share with you guys tomorrow about with John Lucas and his position with the NBPA Top 100 camp, because a lot of you guys aren't showing him enough love. You're trying to separate and you're trying to keep him in the pig. It's a time for JL3, but before the JL3, that was John Lucas,
right?
And John Lucas did a whole lot of tree paving and roads paving for a lot of people in the state in regard to their exposure.
Okay.
In regard to at all different levels. Okay. And so we're gonna talk about that and on tomorrow.
So you think he don't get enough credit? Shoot, everybody get.
No. Let me tell you why. Because while the voting process was going on, I was hearing some of the whispers around the state from some kids who hadn't got invites yet. That was hearing some of the whispers. I was hearing some of the stuff. Who was
Jimmy,
creating.
There's some damn fools in every bunch, Jimmy.
Yeah, but at the same time, those accusations are scars. Mm-hmm. And when you make and then a lot of times what happens nowadays that you don't see in yesteryear, Heather, far too many grown folk is I'm gonna say purposely. I'm willing to say purposely allowing kids to hear their grievances about other grown folk.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Far too many. You're doing it on purpose. And what you're doing is you're putting the kid in a situation that they're not even supposed to be in.
Boy.
They're growing up hating because a kid going to be a protector of somebody who they emulate or idolize. They're going to try to protect you. So they thinking this guy's causing some type of mental harm or could be harm to you in some form or fashion. That ain't the case.
Good point, Kim. That's a good point, Jim.
You making the kid think that a grown up don't like them.
Jimmy,
because their opinion ain't betting with you today. That don't mean I don't like you.
Jimmy, you are so correct right now. I've heard it and I've corrected it. And I be saying, why do you talk like that in front of him? Oh, he knows. No, these parents, I don't know what the hell wrong with these new parents, man. I'm serious, I don't. I really don't. My mom used to grown folks talking, shut the F up. Grown folks in there talking, get the hell out of the room. Shoot. They up in there with their kid. Talking negative about everybody in this country. Talking negative about the chop shop. Talking negative about you. Talking negative about me. Dude, I know it. I feel the spirit. Yeah, these parents out of damn control. Because guess what, Jimmy? So guess what? You and I and Doug and all of us, we are the built-in excuse if shit don't go right. Jeffrey Day problem. Well, I ain't doing it. Hey, that's Jeffrey Day. Because you done talked about Every last one. All of them in it together. All of that, they in that shit together. Man, me and Jimmy see are completely different about summer basketball. About events. We coach, that's not my world. But guess what? They all in this together. Man, parents, you need to watch that, man. I'm telling you, I've seen y'all do it. And you know who y'all if you're watching this damn show today. I'm sorry, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And once again, like I said, I'm writing my notes. Show what is, and I need you guys' help once again to help me to understand and during my quest to understand. It's not gonna happen overnight.
No.
Because I need to gather up more and more facts and intel. What is the definition of showing you a person love in this when it comes to my position? I need to know all of them, not just one. It's not a right or wrong. I need to know all of them. I need to know all of them because I need to try to see where I'm lacking at. You know, does it mean on Twitter? That might be what you're talking about. Only on Twitter. So only on Twitter.
Okay.
That's what you might mean. Should I show you love on Instagram? Man, I haven't made a post on Instagram probably once in my life. So does it mean on? I mean, hell, if you say Instagram, you might well lump that in with MySpace and Black Planet and all the rest of them. I mean, what are you saying? Show you love. What does it mean? What does it mean? And it's not a right or wrong. And like I said, I just need help. I need help at getting better. If I can get better, then it's a better world that I live in around me because I can eliminate some of my mistakes.
Jimmy, I'm getting a call from Grand Prairie, Texas. That's near Dallas, ain't it? Somebody must don't like this conversation. Yeah, I can't wait to ask.
Anyway, we're going to go and land the plane. We got so much, like I said, tomorrow we're going to talk about the Big 12 SEC. We're going to talk about NBA. We're going to continue to talk more about the NBA draft as well.
Okay.
And there's some more stuff inside of there. We never enough talking about that and show about some of the players who didn't get drafted or how it didn't go like they thought it was. And what about all these people who left school early and how it worked out for some of these that just knew that they had a guarantee somewhere in the draft. We'll talk about that. Also, what my guy, how do you see Ron Wells out there?
Oh, he been tearing a new head on. Jimmy, he been tearing your head off the whole show. You ain't said nothing to him.
Ron Wells.
Rod Wells. Rod
Wells.
Yeah.
What place the Dodgers in? Tried to use the Astros. He texted me the other day. Tried to use my Astros. We can't be used. Talking about, I'm an Astro fan for this weekend. No, buddy. We're going to fix that. We'd rather lose two we take one and lose two than try to help you out like that. No, Dodgers, we coming. Astros will be able to see y'all on Tuesday and Wednesday. We got something for y'all. Luckily, we can't never get them with a full roster. Mookie Betts is back off the injury reserve, but at the same time, we just lost Bradley. And Bregman had a re-aggravated his hamstring with the Sugarland Skeeters.
I saw him at the Skeeters over there. Jimmy, I just want to ask me one question. Y'all, we had a guy who got traded during a game, was crying, got traded, flew out to San Francisco, put on his uniform, and knocked one out of there on y'all's ass. Who? What? The dude just got off the plane and said, Astros, come here, I got something for you. It knocked the piss out the ball. I forgot his name. Oh, they're going to Minnie. Okay. Jimmy, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That Minnie here, I thought she wasn't on here. Okay, I didn't say that. I apologize. Minnie came on. Happy birthday, Minnie. Her birthday was this weekend, Jimmy. You ain't told Minnie happy birthday.
They didn't invite us to the party. I was back in time, flew back in Saturday.
They ain't had no party. They just went out and hung out with the family on the beach. You ain't going to no beach.
Oh, I ain't going to no beach.
But thank you, man. I'm glad, man. Glad to have you back. So I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, man. We got so much, of course, on tomorrow. But you guys, of course, make sure you share the show on your way out the door. We like I say, it's been a great day, a great chop shop. But hopefully you guys were educated in some fashion, enlightened, informed. and even somewhat entertained hopefully to a small degree in that sector. But we got to get ready to land the plane.
Yeah, we got
and of course, it's time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing that we call the Chop Shop. Make sure you share the show once again. Make sure if you're on the Facebook feed, go over to our YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything but a couple of seconds of your time. Do so that we, in our quest to reach 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube page, if you would be so kind to do so. Also, we shout out to everybody who was in there. I see Morris Parsons is up in the Chop Shop.
Morris, that's my man.
And Morris was the HNIC of the radio station KYND, what gave us the start in radio, and our first of 3 terrestrial radio station dials we were on during the past 5 years since the birth of the Chop Shop.
Right.
So I want to give a shout out to Morris for the opportunity, and he's always, so whenever you guys see Morris Parsons, he's a done in this stuff, man. He's been there, done that, and for a long time. But anyway, guys, on behalf of Robert Haller, this Jim Hicks, it's time for me to get on up out of here. They had my cup empty. I'm about to go fill this thing up. I'm gonna give me what I call a hook in just a second. Anyway, you guys on tomorrow. Peace. We up out of here. Chop Shop.
We out, y'all. Oh, let me hit that button.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop